First of all, okay, recording process. First of all, I would like to really thank you from the bottom of my heart, each one and every one of you for taking the time to join us today. This is a very important moment for me. Since especially today marks the first time I'm officially addressing our global community as the CEO of Stark, right? So over the past few months, thousands of you guys around the world have joined our ecosystem. Some of you are already using our products. Maybe you're just getting to know our company, or some of you may be just hearing about Stark for the very first time. So here I am personally present to you about our company Stark, our vision, who am I, who I am, a little bit of introduction of everything, and what is the future of our company. So welcome on board, everybody. And first of all, I would like to share you my story and then how Stark was created and why we chose this particular path and how we see the future of the technology, right? Of this technology and why we believe that the greatest opportunities are still a lot ahead of us, right? So first of all, my name is Pierre Chin. I'm South Korean born, but funny enough, my name is French. That actually will make you understand why I have a very international background. And just a funny story, Pierre is a French version of Peter. I guess in Russian is Pietro, Spanish Pedro. So once again, I really want to connect the world itself within a community, and that's why I'm here. Once again, I'm born in South Korea, but spent my childhood in Paris, France. That's where I picked up my French bilingualism. And later, I built much of my professional career and business experience in Canada, especially in the East Coast, Montreal, Quebec. Today, my work takes me across multiple continents, and here I am in Dubai, which serves as my home base, right? So, looking back, I really consider myself fortunate to have lived and worked across different cultures, and I don't believe in one or two borders. And my background experience, my childhood, etc., that taught me something incredibly important: how to think globally, right, internationally, without borders. So, from the youngest age, I realized that the world is much bigger than these borders, and that's why here I am today in front of you guys as the CEO of Stark. Um, so, really, what I understood also is that from the youngest age, I really believe that great ideas do not belong to one single country. I already said that, but technology does not belong to one single culture, correct? And true meaningfully, solutions have the power to bring people together regardless of language, nationality, or geography. Um, I earned my degree in economics from the University of Montreal and began my professional career there as a financial advisor. But then I expanded myself in international businesses and investment management to real estate portfolios. And over the years, I worked across multiple industries. So once again, as I said, finance, fintech, technology, and international business. And a significant part of my career focused on sales, strategic growth, and building international partnership networks. So one common denominator is humans and people, right? So what really fascinated me was not just simply building businesses, companies, or generating profits. All right, it was actually creating opportunities. Okay, so that's why I never view business purely as a tool for just generating money. It's way more important than that for me. It's bringing people together, right? So creating value, building something that can positively impact lives for everybody for years to come. Yeah. And still today, in my age, I remain convinced of one simple truth. The most valuable asset of any company is not the capital, is not technology, is not equipment, is not the office space. Once again, I really firmly believe that the most valuable asset of any company is people, you guys, right? Because people create ideas and people create innovation, and that's why we create the future together. So now, as the introduction has been done, I'll let you guys visually focus on the slides. I will just disable my camera and go on with my presentation. So to continue my presentation, let me start by telling you how Stark was born. And to understand why what Stark is today, it's important to understand where we came from. So many people know us as a venture builder, but our story actually began long way before that. So for nearly a decade, our team was deeply involved in the investment industry. We studied emerging markets, we analyzed new technologies, we evaluated early stage startups, we assessed business models, we constantly searched for opportunities with long-term potential. So over these years, we reviewed hundreds and hundreds of projects and thousands of business proposals. So, of course, some looked promising but never materialized. Some achieved moderate success. A few evolved into truly global, remarkable businesses. So as a result, we gained a deep understanding how venture investing really works. And its core, venture capital is an investment in the future, right? So you guys just imagine planting hundreds of seeds, knowing that not every seed will grow, but if even one of them just become a strong, thriving tree, the outcome can outweigh every effort made along the way. So that's how venture industry operates. Most startups never become major companies, but occasionally an idea emerges and it transforms the whole industry, right? So those are the opportunities capable of creating extraordinary value. And throughout the journey, we closely studied some of the world's most successful venture firms. And of course, I'm sure you guys heard about Sequoia Capital that incubated Google, today SpaceX, etc. So years ago, Sequoia, they recognized the potential of small companies that will later become global leaders, right? And at the time of investment, very few people could imagine what those businesses would become 10 or 20 years later. We want to do the same thing because this ability to see the future before others do is what makes venture investing so unique. Yeah. So eventually, we started asking ourselves a different set of questions. Yeah. Why are we only investing in other people's ideas when we can create our own ecosystem? So why not combine our experience, technology, talent, and resources into something much bigger? So that is indeed how Stark was born. Now, let me tell you about our vision and why we chose our path, our model, is because over the years, as I told you, we began noticing a powerful shift taking place around the world. Yeah. And this powerful shift, it firstly involves our health, because now we are becoming more and more and more conscious than ever before about our health, correct? So, aligned with that, we cannot forget about artificial intelligence becoming part of everyday life. My grandmother is 93 years old. In her Android phone, she has ChatGPT. Yeah. So, digital privacy also, of course, we cannot forget this. Digital privacy and personal data protection. Yeah. These are becoming more and more important than ever as well. And one thing you shouldn't forget that is that people want convenience. We want simplicity, correct? Above all, we want to save time, okay? So what fascinated us the most was that all of these trends were evolving all at the same time, simultaneously, yeah? So we did not see separate markets. We saw the foundation of an entirely new ecosystem, and that realization shaped our strategy. We didn't want to build just one product. Indeed, we didn't want to launch just another app. We wanted to create a technology ecosystem where every product strengthens and complements the others. So that's why today Stark operates as a private venture builder, but unlike other traditional firms, we are no longer focused solely on funding innovation. We are creating it ourselves. So once again, we're combining our expertise in investment, technological development, and long-term strategic thinking to build products that can serve people for years and years and years to come. Our ambition is not to create another app, but is to build a global ecosystem that is designed to support people throughout their digital lives, an ecosystem that evolves alongside its users. And that is why we began with four core pillars. Four pillars in our model is, first of all, health; second, security; third, AI; and fourth, digital infrastructure. So we believe that these four sectors will define the next generation of our technology, and everything we build starts from this firm belief. Now, let's get into our products, okay? So, our products. First, the Stark ring that reflects the importance and emphasis that we want to put on health. Yeah. So Stark ring, we believe that once again, health is becoming one of the most valuable assets of this century. We want a deeper understanding of our bodies. We want insights into our sleep, activity level, recovery, stress, overall well-being, and our Stark ring was created with all this purpose in mind, right? So it's more than just a simple device. It is a revolutionary tool that helps us make better decisions about our health and live more consciously every single day. So next one, I'm pleased to introduce you all to Stark Pink. Can we get the slide for Stark Pink? Yeah. So our own VPN, right? So the next era. So we are living in an era where we're focused on our digital freedom, right? The internet has become an essential part of our modern life, but the access is not always simple, secure, or unrestricted. And Stark Pink is the solution to all of these. Our mission is simple and straightforward. We want to provide fast, secure, and reliable access to the internet wherever our users are in the world. Yeah. In an increasingly connected society, digital freedom should not be a privilege. It should be a standard. So Stark Pink has been created for this purpose. Let's move on to Stark Black. So we just okay, Stark Black. Yeah. So I just introduced you Stark Pink. Yeah. Our VPN. So at the same time, I want to emphasize on the fact that privacy has become one of the most defining challenges of our digital era, where every day we generate amounts and amounts and amounts of personal data, right? Because yet many users have very little control over how their information is collected, stored, and used. So that's why we have Stark Black today. The slide is still Stark Green, but it's okay. We developed Stark Black, which is a revolutionary browser built on a simple principle, which is the privacy should not be an optional feature. It should be the foundation of the product itself, right? So once again, our goal here is to give our users greater control, greater transparency, greater confidence in their digital lives. Now let's get back to Stark Green slide. Yeah. So Stark Green. Yeah. Stark Green. Yeah. So this is our own artificial intelligence assistant. Okay. An intelligent assistant designed to help people work smarter, solve problems faster, and unlock new levels of productivity. Yeah. We believe AI should empower people instead of replacing them. Technology should simplify complexity, it should save time, and it should help individuals and businesses focus on what matters the most. So this is exactly what we are building. So in summary, I introduced you to our products, the Ring, Stark Pink, Stark Black, and Stark Green. Now I would like to talk about a little more about our bright future. Yeah. So how do we see our own future of Stark? Yeah, we believe the most exciting chapter is still ahead. Yeah. So the products you see today, they represent only the first stage of our journey because behind the scenes, we are already developing the next generation of solutions. Of course, we're coming up with new devices, new health technologies, new fintech products, new digital services designed to make everyone's life easier and more efficient. But then we're not building this for the next quarter. We're not building this for the next year. We're building this for the next 5, 10, even 20 years and beyond. Because truly great companies are built on long-term vision. The technology leaders of tomorrow are not created overnight. Yeah, they're created through consistency, patience, and a relentless commitment to innovation. And that's the promise that we can give you guys as the CEO of Stark, because this is firmly the philosophy guiding everything that we do at Stark. And once again, we are only getting started. And now, one of the questions we are asked the most often is, then why did Stark choose to grow through a partnership program? It is a very fair question, because the answer comes directly from our experience. Yeah. Because after nearly a decade in the investment industry, we learned something extremely important. The most valuable asset of any modern company is not funding, it's not infrastructure, it's not even technology anymore. The most valuable asset, once again, I repeat it thousands and thousands of times if I have to, the most valuable asset is the community, the people behind the businesses. Yeah, it's the people, it's the trust, it's the relationships a company builds within its users. you can create an outstanding product, exceptional technology, but once again, without the users, without a loyal community, and without the people who genuinely believe in your vision, it's almost impossible to build a truly global company. That's why you guys are here with me today. And this understanding shaped one of the most important strategic decisions we have made. For example, last month on the May 10th, we officially launched the Stark Partnership Program. And for us, this was never simply a marketing initiative, it was a long term growth strategy. So, a strategy designed to accelerate the expansion of our ecosystem. Oh, here, that's me. The expansion of our ecosystem through the power of community, because we chose to invest in people. We chose to invest in relationships. We chose to build through trust. Our goal is not simply to attract capital, but it is to build one of the largest international technology communities in the world. And this community will be and is made up of people who use our products, share their experiences, and help shape the future of the ecosystem. So right now, as of today, we view this as an investment in our future audience, an investment in our future users, and ultimately an investment in the long-term success of Stark altogether. Of course, every company evolves and should evolve, and every business model evolves and should evolve. Every ecosystem goes through different stages of growth, and we understand that the conditions will change over time. That is natural. The objective of the first stage is very, very clear. First, to accelerate the adoption. Second, to expand our global community. And third, to establish a strong and competitive position in the market, because the objective of the next stages is equally clear. It is to continue strengthening the ecosystem, continue delivering exceptional products, continue expanding into new sectors, and ultimately to build a sustainable business that creates value for decades. So once again, we are not in for a short term. We are definitely here for a long-term vision. And every decision we make is guided by this very perspective. Yeah. Okay, so now let's start. Having said all this above, we believe that the technology alone is not enough. Once again, yeah, products matter, innovation matters, investment matters, but ultimately, companies succeed because of people, because of us, because of you. That is why our focus extends beyond products themselves, because we're building an ecosystem that I showed you very briefly, but where users, partners, and developers, and entrepreneurs, innovators, they can all grow together. We want Stark to become a platform for opportunity, a place where technology creates real value, where innovation serves people, a place where individuals from different countries, cultures, backgrounds, we can all contribute to something larger than themselves. And we'll look at the most influential companies in the world today, we'll see a common pattern. The greatest strength is not the technology they created. Their greatest strength is the communities they built around it. Communities create momentum, communities create trust, and communities create lasting impact. And that's exactly what we are building right now at Stark. In summary, I want to conclude today by leaving you with one final thought. Folks, technology can be replicated, products can be copied, features can be imitated, but there is one thing that cannot be easily reproduced, which is once again a strong community, yeah, which is united by a shared vision. That's why people will always remain at the center of everything we do. The people who use our products, the people who support our company, the people who believe in our mission, and the people who are helping us build the future. Yeah. Today, Stark is entering a new chapter. The journey ahead will be extremely ambitious. There will be new products, new technologies, new markets, new opportunities, but most importantly, there will be new people joining us along the way. People who share our vision, people who believe in innovation, and people who want to help build the future together. So we're still at the beginning of this journey, but the foundation is being built extremely solidly today. And I'm genuinely grateful that you're a part of it. Thank you very much for your trust. Thank you for your support. And once again, thank you for being a part of us with us to help build Stark all together. My name is Pierre Chin. Thank you very much for your time.